Hey, hi, hello. Um, I know that this is another Blockbench video. I'm not a tutorial channel. It's just that there are so little videos out there that have to do with like using Blockbench outside the context of Minecraft that this is kind of sort of necessary. So I watched this video from this guy, Race Wizard, and he was talking about the fact that Blockbench doesn't have an actual like real IK system. I 100% agree. It's a pain in the ass animating in Blockbench. All right, it's terrible. It's horrific. It might as well be a work run. And so I want to go over the process of going from Blockbench into Blender or Blockbench into your engine of choice. I have Godot because that's why I have downloaded it. This should work on everything that can accept GLTF, but the process is going to be exactly the same. And he asked for any type of assistance. So I'm like, yeah, sure. I know a little bit. I'm not a Blender expert anymore because I haven't used it for like 2 years, but hey, I kind of sort of know how to move from point A to point B and then move from point B to point C. So we're going to talk about that, right? All right, let's get into it. So I have these arms for my game. They're a view model, and they have all their animations involved. They have their idle animation, fucking sprint animation. Ignore that; it's really ugly. There's all the animations are here. They're all packed into their own fucking layer, and they're ready to go. Their pivot points are set up. Everything's cool. I just need to move these from point A to point B. So how do I do that? Okay, so starting from Blockbench, we have a map here, right? And there's four routes that Blockbench allows you to take in terms of exports. One is GLTF. Two is going to be FBX. Three is going to be OBJ. And four is going to be DAE. So what works? GLTF works pretty much across the board. FBX, I could not get this to work. I had trouble. I couldn't even get it into Blender, which is a surprise. OBJ works, but only conditionally. OBJ works if you just want the model. If you want the model, if you want the texture, if you do not care about the rig, OBJ is fine, it'll work. I don't know why you would use OBJ over GLTF, because GLTF, you can just delete the bones if you have them and you suddenly don't want them anymore. But it does work, I want to point that out. DAE, I also similarly could not get this to work. So ideally you use GLTF. If you're strange, if you're a weird guy, you're going for OBJ. We're going to talk about the GLTF pipeline from Blockbench into Blender first. Okay, how does that sound? Let's get into it. So we're going to go to File, we're going to Export, GLTF Model. I do it so often I have a hotkey for it. And we're going to be doing three things here. One, export animations. Two, export groups as armature. It's experimental. So if you have an older version of Blockbench, you might not see this. And if you have textures, you can export the textures. Now, here's a weird thing. Blender used to give me an error whenever I would import as an ASCII file instead of a binary file. They're effectively the same. I have not gotten this error anymore, but if you are in the feature and you try to import as an ASCII, the problem is it probably wants a binary, and it'll tell you at the bottom of the screen. It'll have like red text saying, hey, we don't accept ASCII files, import binary files. This is what it means by binary. It's the difference between ASCII and binary up here. GLTF versus GLB. They're the same thing. It should come out to the same result. You're going to be okay. Okay? So we're going to confirm, and we're going to save it to a location. I already have it here. Okay, welcome to Blender. Ignore the Evangelion bullshit. I don't know what I was up to. We are going to import that GLTF. So import GLTF 2.0. I don't know if there's 1.0, I haven't seen it. And we're going to grab, it doesn't matter which one, they both work. My settings are here. I have not touched these settings. They're the default settings. They should be the same for you as well. And you can import right here, just like this. All right, there we go. You'll notice that they don't look like bones, do they? But these are bones. They're sphere bones, but they are bones. If you go to the modeling tab, you'll see what they normally look like. There is a setting somewhere over here to change what these bones look like. Is it this? Yeah, you can change these to sticks. You can change them to be bones, envelopes. But they're still bones. They're still rigged though. So let's go to pose mode. I'll show you what I mean. So you can grab this, and you can move it, and yeah, it moves the entire arm. With the elbow, moves the entire arm. Well, not the entire arm because there's no IK. Here's what's weird. Like you can try to turn on auto IK up here in the pose options, but it won't really do anything, right? No matter how you flex it, because in the end, at the end of the day, there's no constraints. IKs are a special type of bone. Like what we're doing right now is in Blender, we basically brought in everything raw, and IK needs constraints. It works off of constraints. So in order to make IK in Blender, honestly, you could have come in with the OBJ. We're going to have to remake the rig. Now, I'm not going to go over that because it depends on what model you have. I just have some arms here. Okay, I don't have an entire character. I didn't bring in my entire character. These are just some view model arms. Ultimately, the process is going to look the same across like bipedal and quadrupedal animals or whatever. But you're going to be redoing these by hand. The hell of this is that if you want to do this across your entire cast of characters for every single thing in your game, that is a pain in the ass. Okay, you, I highly advise, if you're going to do this, if you're going to dedicate every character into this workflow, you might as well just start Blender. Right? I'm not going to lie to you. Okay, if IK is that important, d- don't use Blockbench. It's not ready. It's not ready. You don't want to go through the hell of having to basically delete half of these bones and then reparenting them, and then mirroring those bones to the other side. And normally that's a painless process as long as you name your bones properly. Like I have my names with left, right, left, right. I think if you do dot L, so let's say you have a hand dot L, you can mirror that automatically and it'll like correctly mirror it into hand dot R for you. It'll do that automatically, but you have to have the right naming convention. I'm pretty sure this is what it is in Blender. I don't do this. So be ready to like redo all your names, all your bone groups inside of Blockbench if you go this way. Anyway, yeah, you have your poses. The animations play, of course. Where's my animation player? Here they are. This is the starting for the idle. Let's move over to the player idle, and let's move the max frame count to 30. As you can see, I can have a bit of an error here, even though this wasn't in Blockbench, but it's super easy to fix. I just come down, and I notice that it is right here. For some reason, it's going up, and it's coming back down. So this hand, this keyframe, is absolutely fucking cursed. If I get rid of it, no more problems. All right. So this is going to be the workflow. Of course, you're going to be working with IKs after you put in your IK skeleton. There's plenty of videos that talk about that. I'm not going to talk about that here. And when you're done, you're going to file and you're going to export as a GLTF, just like you brought it in. Now, of course, you're going to want to include your animation data, and the format, as you can see, is GLB. It's a binary. It should work. Bring it into your engine of choice, but we already talked about binaries before. Yeah, that's the deal. All right, let's talk about the engine. So after you're done with Blender, this is going to vary kind of by your engine choice. I'm on Godot and I'm on 4.4. So the way we're going to do this, we're going to import the asset. We're going to move that file of the GLB into the Godot file system for your project. Mine's already in the project, so that's why you're going to see it like pop up like crazy. I don't know why I said like crazy. It's not crazy. Okay, hi, hello, welcome. So here's my view model. As you can see, here are my arms, and they come with the animations already included. And yeah, they're ready to go. So here's the deal with animating in your engine. In Unreal Engine, it's fine. In Unity, it's probably also fine. In Godot, it is not fine. You do not want to do this to yourself, right? It's not worth it. Notice I didn't actually bring in the Blender animation. I just I just moved my animation straight from Blockbench to here. You can do the same thing here. You can edit your animation here. To edit your animations, you're going to have to save them out into their own animation file. Godot does not let you like modify an imported animation. You have to save the animation. Doesn't matter how many times you re-import this. You have to save the animation out into its own file to animate it. So let's say I drag these arms to the world. They're obviously too fucking big, but that's not important. See, view model was automatically imported. It can't be modified. Make changes. New inherited scene can be created. Here's a new inherited scene. This is the scene you're going to save. Notice it's unsaved. I'm not going to pollute my file system with this nonsense, but you can. So in order to modify the skeleton for this, you're going to click on skeleton 3D, and you're going to click the small button, edit bone. I don't know why it's so small, but this is the magic. This is where the magic happens. You're going to click on this very small dot, and look, animations. You can pose. The animation data is going to be down here. You're going to select on the animation player to see them. I have no idea why it's backwards, but it is backwards. Let's zoom in a bit, and we're going to, yeah, so here we are. You're going to go to this animation button here. You're going to manage your animations, and here's where you're going to save out every single animation. So you can actually like work on it. You can modify it. But ultimately, it's pretty straightforward. It's exactly the same as Blender. It's just with more steps. And once again, I wouldn't recommend doing it this way because the skeleton is so fucked. Trying to find the bones on this thing, the nodes to click on, it's a pain in the ass. And then you have to click these small like key icons. And bro, do it in Blockbench. Do it in Blender. Do not do it in your engine. At least not in Godot. Don't do it here. It's not worth it. It's almost never worth it. Okay. Is there anything else you need to cover? Yeah, I think that's pretty straightforward. So to recap, GLTF to Blender, make the IK, this entire process to make that bone system, and the more characters you have, the more pain it's going to be. But after it's done, it's done. You don't have to do it again until you make another character. Uh, Actually, you can retarget bones, but I don't have an animation for that because once again, I've used Blender for 2 years. Right, I'm out of practice. Sorry. And then after you're done, messing around with your bone system, your animations, or whatever, tuning them, IKing them, whatever you have to do. You're going to your engine and you can import them. You can also just go straight from Blockbench, from the GLTF, into your engine without touching anything at all. You can modify in the engine. It's doable. I don't recommend it, but it's doable. I'm not going to lie to you and say that it's not doable. It is. But hey, that's the hell you deal with, okay? Yeah. So I think that's the process. I think you more or less understand. If you have any questions, I don't know if I'll answer them, but you can certainly ask. All right, yeah, thanks for watching. I'm not a tutorial channel. Don't expect me to do tutorials like this forever, okay?